So you want to fire your buyer's agent after you're under contract? Good afternoon. So I think sometimes people write articles just to get real estate agents riled up. And nothing's going to rile up a real estate agent more than some way that you're going to try and cut them out of commission. I mean that is their livelihood. That's how they eat. That's how they feed their family. That's how they pay their bills. And when you do something like try to get out of a agency relationship when you're actually having a house under contract, it's going to cause severe negativity for everyone. But let's look at this article from Realtor.com. I was surprised they would write something like this. It says, "Can I switch real estate agents after I make an offer on a home?" And my argument would be is maybe that's the wrong question, but we'll get into it. It says, if you're reading this, you're probably in a bit of a pickle. Maybe you and not your real estate agent found your dream home in an online listing. And in this hot market, you ask your agents to make an offer for you. But perhaps the relationship with your agent isn't gelling, whether it's due to a lack of confidence, unanswered texts, or a personality clash. Now, just for some of the reasons to break it off with your agent, a lack of confidence in your agent is a reason to back away. Unanswered text, phone calls, texts, emails. If your agent's not responding to you in a timely manner based on the medium, I can understand that. But if I'm showing houses and you text me, I will definitely try to get back to you. But I'm showing houses. What do you want me to do? Personality clashes. I can definitely see that. It says, though you can see the light at the end of the home buying tunnel, you still feel unsettled and want to switch agents to close the deal. Is switching agents even possible in the final stretch? In short, sometimes. Here are the crucial factors you should know about the process before you decide. Now, if you're getting this far, I just can't imagine you would think to break it off with your real estate agent while you have a house under contract. As far as on the buyer side, that doesn't make any sense. The timing of the switch can be an issue, especially when it comes to figuring out who's entitled to the commission fees. For example, if your agent has only shown you properties without making any offers, you can usually switch brokers without the original broker claiming commission. That's right. But you've had an agent working for you for how long? It does kind of matter. It says, on the other hand, if an original broker has gone so far as to make an offer on a property, the buyer would be hard-pressed to be able to make a change at that late date. The original broker might claim a commission as the procuring cause of the transaction. Procuring cause means the agent directed the buyer to a house. Now, making an offer and accepting an offer are two different things, especially in this market. If you write an offer and it's accepted, then you're under contract to buy the house. Making an offer and the offer is not accepted, because it's a multi-offer situation and you just happen to be somewhere in the middle or at the end of that deal, then that's a dead contract. No one cares. But then this article does get into whether or not you signed a contract. So it says, but if you did sign a buyer's agency agreement, you and your agent have agreed to an exclusive working arrangement for a period of time, generally 6 months. And you may not be able to terminate the relationship. An agent with Century 21 said, the agent will still receive full commission no matter what the situation, unless you file a complaint with the real estate commission, which I found to be an odd thing to do. Why would you file a complaint with the real estate commission? And these vary from state to state, but what would the real estate commission? They don't normally get into commission disputes anyway, at least in Missouri. So it doesn't make any sense in this instance. So you buy a house, the agent that you were contracted with gets the commission, and now you're going to file a complaint with the real estate board or the commission to say that person doesn't deserve the commission. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then it talks about procuring cause and effect. And this is a good example. It says, if an agent, let's call him agent one, takes a buyer out and shows the buyer several properties, but the buyer is dissatisfied and wants another agent two, to submit and negotiate an offer to successful closing, the procuring cause of the transaction is agent two. That's the way I see it too. It's whoever wrote the offer, and whoever you've got a buyer's agency agreement with. Generally, an agent has to do more than show a property to be considered the procuring cause of a transaction. That varies by state to state. Very legal. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not going to be giving you legal advice. It says, even though you may be able to switch agents, ask yourself whether this is a wise decision, and that is the issue. It says, if an offer is accepted and a deal is moving forward, it could complicate things by switching buyer representation. A new agent might be very leery about coming on board if they are appraised of all the facts. It could result in a dispute over who is entitled to the co-broker commission based upon who procured the sale. And that's right. That's definitely right. It's a question of the timing. Is there an accepted offer, or are we just in the stage of we're looking for a house to buy? Yes, the primary role of a buyer's agent is to represent your interests and guide you through the complexities of buying a home. Still, it's also a professional relationship, and we know that relationships take commitment and work from both sides. Truth be told, you might be unwittingly guilty of committing some things agents hate. I got to read that article sometime. Since you've come so far and your agent has already made an offer on your behalf, it may be prudent, albeit awkward, to have a heart-to-heart before switching agents. It's probably not too late for your agent to validate and address your concerns. If you can work it out, you'll both walk away with a successful and amicable home buying experience. Now, somebody sat me down and had a heart-to-heart. And what would we talk about? Well, we wouldn't talk about communication because I literally respond to every single message, text, email, phone call. I think that's like very, very important in as working as a buyer's agent or working as a real estate agent in general. You have to be responsive to your clients. So I do think that before you were to fire your agent, it might be a good idea to talk about what's going on. But I have some thoughts, and I wrote them down. I just wanted to go over them with you. So my original thought is still, it's the wrong question. You can break up with your real estate agent at any point. Will it cost you money? Maybe. Will it cause extreme duress on the part of you or your agent? Absolutely. People don't like to get fired under any reason. So just keep that in mind. And then I thought about it, and it's like, at what point it is best to break up with your real estate agent? And it's a tough question because I'm quite biased as a buyer's agent. I would say that it's as early as possible, but at the same time, I don't think that's always possible. And here are some reasons why I could see where it's not obvious that it's not a fit right away. One, you're an out-of-town buyer and you just don't have a comfort level with the real estate agent that you found online. Until you get to working with them for a longer period of time, you aren't going to know right away that you're not a good fit. Another reason would be when your buyer's agent shows you houses, it just isn't working out. You feel like you don't want to be near the agent like ever. Like you feel uncomfortable being with this person. And then another thing is you find out something about your buyer agent that just causes you not to want to work with them. Maybe they just got out of jail. Maybe they're mean to senior citizens, but there's something that you found out that just makes you not want to be around that agent anymore. That would be a reason to leave. Another thing off the top of my head, what if it's a new buyer's agent and they have no experience whatsoever and they manage to, catch you as far as being a client, but, they don't know what they're doing and you figured it out. That'd be a reason to leave. But all those things would be before you wrote an offer. And also before you looked at a lot of houses, before you took a lot of the agent's time. In this real estate market, as hot as it's been, it's rather easy to blame your buyer agent when you haven't found a house or you're constantly outbid. And I fielded more than a few calls from frustrated would-be home buyers who have an agreement in place, a buyer's agency agreement in place with another real estate agent, and they're actively looking at homes with that buyer's agent. But the frustration with the market makes them want to switch. And I personally haven't taken up any of the clients on their desire to move. It's illegal for me to call. It's just unethical for me to call buyers that are currently working with other buyers agents. Ever, if they call me, it's ethical on their part. And I can take the call. But most of the complaints that I hear in this market is, well, my buyer's agent hasn't been able to get the job done for me as far as we haven't been able to get the house that we wanted. But that's happening with everyone. It's not, I have buyers that lose out on deals too. So, is that a reason to switch? I don't know. The length of time matters though. when you're in an agreement. I've been showing houses to one couple for over a year. Most weekends are spent with these wonderful people. If they fired me tomorrow as a buyer's agent, I would understand, but it's usually, it doesn't happen like that. Usually the buyers, what happens is the buyers will sort of drift away to the point where they're no longer calling you to set appointments for showings. And that's where I'm a little bit different than most real estate agents, at least I think. And that is, to me, buying a home is like a contact sport. It's like a hunt. Okay. We need to be out there actively looking at homes, making offers, refining the wants and needs list, and making sure our financing is in shape on more than a weekly basis. It's not recommended that you try to buy a home from your couch. So if a buyer isn't doing that, they aren't actively searching for homes, aren't checking out listings, I have no reason to think that they'll ever get a house under contract. And why should I press a buyer in that case to go buy a home? It's just not the right timing or something. So, you won't, if a buyer's agency agreement ends, you won't see me, calling someone 15 times and saying, let's get out there, let's get out there, let's get out there. The buyer is the one that needs to be wanting to be out there and wanting to make offers. And so that's just my perspective. If you've worked with an agent for a number of months and the only way the agent gets paid is if you actually buy a house, it's a pretty big jerk move to decide that you don't want to work with an agent after you finally got an offer accepted. The ill will that would come from most real estate agents would be off the charts. And I mean, that's true for me. Like, if we've been looking at houses for a year, we've got a house under contract and we're less than 30 days from closing, and you decide that we can't work together anymore. I mean, it's not even an issue with being legal, illegal, or not. It's just a jerk move. Just a jerk move. So it's hard for me to imagine why anyone would want to switch agents after an offer has been accepted. It makes no sense to me that you would go that far and have the potential to kill your own deal because you want to switch real estate agents when you're in the home stretch. It's better to get the deal done and never talk to the agent again when you're at the end than switch agents. And this is my opinion. So I've laid it out for you. This is what I think. I can't imagine firing an agent or trying to switch agents when you've got a house under contract. If the agent showed you like 2 houses and you just don't like the person anymore, that's one thing. But the idea that you would go that far and then want to switch agents is just foreign to me. I'm biased, and that's where I'm at. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Maybe you think I'm totally wrong. Maybe you think it's a great idea to switch agents when you're under contract to buy a house. I mean, I've seen it a few times in my life, on message boards and in the articles I read, but I've never seen it in person. I hope to never, ever have that happen to me in my career. It would be quite offensive. With that, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.